The Lions will get the football. Minnesota winning the toss and deferring to the second half. And that one is into the back of the end zone. And here comes Matthew Stafford. Boy, you talk about durability. Detroit coming off that heartbreaking loss. The final play of the game, 1 yard short of stunning the defending NFC champion Lions. And right from the get-go, Stafford is dropped by Danielle Hunter.
They're a big screen team here on 2nd and long.
And a little delay to Amir Abdullah, cuts it back to the inside and gets beyond the original line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. A false start on the left guard, Glasgow. And they lay it off to Fells, a backup tight end, and that's good enough for a 1st down. All the way back after a 1st down sack. So it was 2nd down and 15, and the Lions able to convert. They'll turn and hand it off to Abdullah. Breaks it to the outside, and no fooling Andrew Sendejo. Showing blitz on 2nd and 9. And smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And there is Xavier Rhodes. On a 3rd and 10. And Rhodes nearly picked it off. Marvin Jones Jr., the intended target, right at midfield. Jeff Lott, former Minnesota punter, now with Detroit. And this is Marcus Sherrills, Minnesota product, who's up over the 25-yard line. And they'll turn and hand it off to this dazzling rookie, Dalvin Cook, their 2nd-round pick. He was walking onto the field momentarily, went back to the sideline, and they throw to Thielen. That's what they did their opening possession last year. That is already the 7th reception of 20 or more yards this season by Thielen. That's the most among all receivers in the NFL. Keenum, double pumped. And able to complete to Thielen close to the 40-yard line. It'll bring a 3rd down and 5. 3rd down, blitz coming. And Keenum just had to get it away before he took a hit. Ryan Quigley trying to pin him inside the 20, and he will do that. Very close to it. They'll hand it to Abdullah. Huge running room here. And the former Nebraska Cornhusker across midfield. Lions again today are also without Dwayne Washington. He's a nice piece in that running game. And Stafford to just throw it away. They hand it off. And Abdullah tripped up by Everson Griffin. Kid who grew up right here in Minnesota. And Stafford steps and throws incomplete with an eye on Jones, and again it's Xavier Rhodes in coverage. Marcus Sherrills grew up in Rochester, Minnesota. Started collegiately for the Golden Gophers. And a fair catch inside the 10, right at the 9. It's only the 2nd time a Minnesota Vikings offense can say that since 2004. Early movement on the right side. Hakeem Spence.
Encroachment. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Let's go downstairs to Peter. Not play against Atlanta and inactive for a 2nd straight game today. 1st down and 5. They'll give it to Dalvin Cook, and that's a 1st down up to the 22-yard line. It has been an incredible start. They fake it to Cook, roll it to the right side, and right on target is Keenum to Blake Bell, one of 3 tight ends that will play in this Vikings offense.
Up to the tight end position, and the Vikings going no huddle here to get some type of rhythm and control personnel.
We did not see that at all from the Vikings last week. And Cook for close to 4 on 1st down. Playing in place of Tavon Wilson last week against Atlanta, had 8 tackles. Cook cuts it to the inside and has another 1st down, plowing his way across the 45.
Had a good pre-snap read here, Tom. You got corner on Cook. That tells case zone defense.
Nearly ran right into a sack and finally has to get it away. That was Anthony Zettel, who had a sack last week.
Got to snap that ball when Ashawn Robinson jumps in the neutral zone. Get a free 5.
This is Jarek McKinnon, his first carry, and he's up close to midfield. Third down, rush coming. Keenum gets it away, and it's batted away by Nevin Lawson. Your pet peeve, I've come to find out here in the last year and a half. Turning your head around. Golden Tate will have this one drop inside the 10. Beautifully done by Ryan Quigley. And from inside their own 10, they'll give it to Abdullah. And he powers his way up to the 11-yard line. Empty backfield, here comes Griffin. And that's all a timing play, and Riddick never turned around. They're down in 7. Rush coming. Stafford steps away from it. And the catch is made by Fells. He has both Lions receptions today. We're talking about Everson Griffin. And he was asked about Greg Robinson. What a play made right there by Anthony Barr.
Are you going to respond? And so far, when they've been matched up, Robinson's responded well.
Throw and catch, and once more, it's a big fella, Fells. All 3 receptions from Stafford have gone to Fells. And now looking to throw it again. And down he goes. The Vikings in sacks last year. They just get it off. And overthrowing the intended target, Ebron, is Stafford. Wide open is Marvin Jones Jr., and he got behind the corner. A pair of 2-1 teams colliding inside the NFC North. The winner goes to 3-1 to match the start of the Green Bay Packers. Ooh, 2 Vikings. But that is rare indeed for this Vikings defensive unit, among the very, very best. Completion made once to Ebron for the first time after some drops last week. Lions knocking on the door at the 21-yard line. They lay it off for Darren Fells, already his 4th reception of this game. The Lions can get a first down just inside the 1. And to the 7, maybe inside the 7.
Especially with all the weapons that they have.
Second down. Stafford sacked for the 3rd time already today. 14th play of this drive. Cutting it back to the inside and spun down to the 10 is Golden Tate. He's their leading receiver. The NFC Special Teams Player of the Month. Prater. Good snap, good hold, and it is good. And the first score. Ken likes to bring these out. Yeah, he'll do it again. Not afraid to bring it out 7, 8, 9 yards from his own end zone. And he's out across the 25 to the 20.
Pro.
Better believe that. It's a man's man. The great Tom Hamilton, the voice of the tribe. And that's still on his feet, Dalvin Cook. He's backup player his first 2 years, primarily special teams. Play action fake to Cook, and then they'll lay it off for Cook, and right next to him in coverage is Longa. They're down in 3. Keenum steps up, and I'm not sure that's going to be enough for a first down. It's very close depending on where they thought Stephon Diggs made the catch, and he's short. Stretch out the chain here, and let's see where it ends up. That much short. You end up burning 2 timeouts on that drive that really didn't go anywhere. Punted by Quigley, fair catch by Golden Tate at the 22-yard line.
The communication.
Oh, no, you get time.
No doubt.
You're just in the doghouse for a long time. First down carry, and that's Amir Abdullah. Bring his foot, and his season would end. Riddick was also beat up last year. And that's enough for a first down up to the 32-yard line. Back-to-back carries by Amir Abdullah. And it is Abdullah. Boy, he cuts on a dime and nearly broke that one were it not for Sendejo. Why not stay with what's working? Spinning forward, flag comes in late. But it's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's Glasgow, the second-year guard out of Michigan. First down at 20. The screen, they set it up. Abdullah spins out of one tackle. Second down. Should have been intercepted by Anthony Barr. They just do get it off. Blitz coming. They pick it up nicely, but the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. An outstanding rusher for the Washington Redskins. Valuable backup to Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas. Sherrills from the 17. And that's where he's dropped by Zach Zenner. Detroit last week 151 yards on the ground, piling up 428 yards of offense were it not for 3 Matt Ryan interceptions. That game had a chance to be very ugly.
We are going to talk.
That's right, they're going to talk about the Vikings, and they're going to talk about this. Diggs gets up on his feet and rolls forward before he takes a big hit up to the 44-yard line. Why we have such tremendous respect also for Jim Caldwell in our meetings with him. Dalvin Cook out of the backfield. Oh my, if he doesn't lose his footing there, there's no telling how far he's going. 8-yard gain and second down and 2, and Cook get a first down. My, is he a powerful back. Not only elusive. Minnesota 1 timeout remaining. We're under 3:30 to play. Ball at the 45, and Keenum is sacked all the way back at his own 45-yard line by Zettel. That was ugly from the very beginning. So second and 21.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Peter.
Running the whistle, thank you very much. Keenum escapes trouble, throws on the run, and there's Diggs. And that is a first down inside the 30-yard line.
Up after a big play.
33-yard gain on a second and 26, and Keenum to the end zone. And knocked down. That was a jump ball, and Killebrew on the 27-yard line. They get it to Dalvin Cook. And depending on where they spot it, tripped up at about the 25. Good protection. And that is a first down reception to Thielen inside the 10. He beat Hayden. First and goal at the 8-yard line. Cook spun down at the 5, and we close in on 1:10 to go. Alvin Cook alongside Keenum. On this second and goal, they hand it to Cook, and he will find the end zone for a touchdown. And that was a former Detroit Lion, Riley Reef.
Watch number 71, Riley Reef, working here, clearing the way for Dalvin Cook. And I'll tell you, Easton, number 62, does a good job of hooking Longa. You get 2 guys in one gap, and Reef with the pancake on Ziggy Ansah.
Well, you're relentless on those kickers. Kyle Forbath.
Except Prater.
Well, he's the only one that gets a all pass point after is good. Forbath has missed 2 of those this year.
Man, Chuck Foreman out of the backfield.
Was he good?
Great players.
All right, there's still plenty of time here for the Lions, especially the way Matthew Stafford can operate. And before they start this drive, let's check in once more with Carissa Thompson. Coming after Stafford, and he throws a beautiful ball. The catch made by Golden Tate up to the 38. Lay it off to Riddick, and he slips one defender and is up to the 44-yard line. They have 1 timeout remaining. He is already 4 for 4 from 50 yards and beyond this season through 3 games. And Golden Tate spins out of a tackle. And then he's dropped to the 47-yard line. They're going to call a timeout here. All right, now, no timeouts left for the Lions. So this figures to be something to the sideline and quick. No, down the middle and incomplete. Be something to the top of your screen to get out of bounds and give Prater a try. Yep, right there to the top of your screen. They get out of bounds and they'll give Prater a try.
The punt.
Here we go. 59-yard attempt, low line drive, not going to do it, and now they're going to bring it out. This is Sherrills from a 10 to the 20 and across the 30, and he'll be dropped right there as the half comes to an end. Off by a rushing touchdown from Dalvin Cook. So the Vikings will come right back on offense. And this one banged through deep into the end zone, and McKinnon and and we go downstairs to Mr. Peter Schrager. First down throw, and it is incomplete. And a penalty flag is thrown.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
Will repeat plays, and Nevin Lawson actually did not have to grab or interfere because he was in pretty good position. It's like trying to show him how to catch a ball, Tom. Let's not so fast.
Down that road. Come on. Come on. You kidding me? Here's the first down carry by Dalvin Cook. Well, we welcome in the great Ahmad Rashad. And this is Dalvin Cook out of the... or no, I beg your pardon. It's McKinnon. They get a little tricky by having the running back. As Stafford under center on this first down. Abdullah had 66 rushing yards in the opening half, and that'll be a gain of 5.
Great players, that there was no peripheral craziness. We, sat up to play the game, and that's what all the guys cared about. So Bud was one of those guys that took me right under his wing, and anybody looked great.
Well, Ahmad, we're so happy for you. We appreciate in a very busy weekend you taking the time to come up here and visit us. You've gone on to even higher heights in your broadcasting career. All right, so after the turnover, a second down and 8, play action, and they lay it off to the man they faked it to, and that's Amir Abdullah, and he is slammed to the deck about it. Nothing doing. First and 10 to the 17. Detroit trying to recapture the lead, and Abdullah broke out of the tackle. 4 minutes have passed here in this third quarter. Stafford lofts it. Intended for Abdullah. In coverage with him was Kendricks, but it's incomplete and brings up third down. And here they come after Stafford. And it's incomplete. This will be a 37-yard try for Prater. A miss from 59. And this one is good. Just snuck it inside the left upright. With a turnover, still with the lead.
You just don't need it. You were able to run the ball without it. You don't need to do tricks. You line up and find out who's tougher.
From the 1-yard line, McKinnon with the ball back in his hands after the fumble a minute ago. And what an open field tackle made at the 17 by Nevin Lawson. First down, they give it to Dalvin Cook. And he puts the ball on the ground the first time he's fumbled it all year long. The Lions have it. Clarissa, thank you very much. We're not even 5 minutes into this third quarter, and the Vikings have turned the ball over twice. Amir Abdullah breaks a tackle and turns it into positive yardage. He's down to the 21-yard line. Injury special. Abdullah again protecting the football, and he has enough for a first down. Amir Abdullah. Zach Zinner. They play fake it to him. And thrown and caught inside the 5-yard line, and that is a rookie tight end out of Toledo. First down and goal, they're going to throw it. And that was nearly intercepted in the end zone. The red zone against Minnesota. Nearly won there. Abdullah looking for a seam, and did he get into the end zone? It looked like he did. Still waiting on the official signal. So the challenge
Destroyed
flag
is challenging,
thrown
rolling on
by
the
Jim
field.
Caldwell.
But the runner was
First
short of the
time
goal line.
today.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and we're looking for a body part other than the hand or the foot down prior to the ball breaking the plane. And we had a really good look down the line. To me,
All right, we're waiting now on the judiciary.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reserved. Touchdown.
All right, there we have it. Dean Blandino right on the money.
Losing
So
set the
to
game clock
Chris
to 8
Scanlon.
minutes.
Rolling right, finding T.J. Jones, and that is a successful two-point conversion try. Previous Murray, number 25, was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago for the Oakland Raiders. Rushed for over 1,000 yards and nearly 50 receptions that year. And McKinnon into the open field. Across the 35, and Lawson tracks him down. He figures to get a look now. They play fake it to him. And looking for the home run ball. Batted into the air. Second down, Keenum, good protection, and that's Murray out of the backfield, and that's only a gain of a yard. Only a three-man rush. And the defender tripped up. Diggs looking for a flag. Tom Barbary, our statistician, all over that. And that one punted towards the corner. And it'll be Detroit football. First time they've gotten the football in the second half that didn't result from a turnover. And there's a flag all the way back in the line of scrimmage.
During the kick. Holding. Receiving team number 44. After this is the goal from the end of the kick. First down.
Crowd is saying that's fine and dandy, but where was that? After the penalty, the ball backs up just beyond the 5-yard line. They hand it to Abdullah, who's had a really nice rushing day so far today, averaging over 5 yards per carry. Second down and 5. Short throw, Jones the catch, and that's a first down. We go to Carissa Thompson in Los Angeles. So far, standing tall in New England. First down run by Abdullah, and that'll be a gain of 3 on first down. 55 games is the third longest in the Super Bowl era. And this is Eric Ebron. 8 different receivers Stafford has connected with today. 17 of 28, 195 yards. Riddick, a rare carry off to the right side and picks up a yard. This is Abdullah, a catch up to the 35. And the ball is loose. And able to cover it up is Zach Zenner.
Now, if he's pulling it back, that should be rule of fumble, and the red flag comes out.
Because it comes straight down, almost around his feet, it looks more like fumble. What do you think this turns out to be?
this goes back to the old tuck rule. Bird did recover the football, but this is going to be a significant loss of yardage if they do change this.
After reviewing the play, it is a fumble. It will be fourth down on the 11-yard line.
Well, they did catch a break, and that's a heads-up
Minnesota
play.
not charge the timeout, and they win their first challenge.
Marcus Sherrills standing in midfield. End-over-end punt, and a good one. Backing him up to the 40-yard line.
Far 28 to 14.
Just joining us, Dalvin Cook injured in the third quarter on a 10-yard run. Fumbled the ball. That's a 5-yard run by 7 rushing attempts in the first 3 games as a Viking for 17 yards. Keenum hit as he throws, and it's caught by the aforementioned. First down, Murray, and spins down to the 20. Nothing wrong with a little bit of celebrating. Doesn't have to be on every play. Down the middle of the field and batted down. Nice play defensively by Killebrew to try and tie this thing up in the final minute of the third quarter. Keenum, and whacked as he was about to catch it was McKinnon by Nevin Lawson. Half has made 23 consecutive field goals. This one from 39 yards out to bring his team within 4. And off the upright. If his team scores 21 points, they are 23-3. But there have been a lot of games where they can't get to 21 points. They've had all the injuries at the quarterback position. This field goal leading to an 11-0 shutout in the quarter for Detroit. Yet still a 7-point game as we begin the 4th. And that'll be a first down reception made by T.J. Jones to the 39. Stafford 19 of 30, 209 yards without a touchdown. He was, boy, how in the world was that not a holding penalty right there? It turns into a sack. And the delay to Abdullah will bring up third down, and we send it back to Los Angeles.
You don't need to do that. You need to anticipate the count.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
He's too good of a player to try to do that.
Stafford steps away from trouble and nearly intercepted. It was tipped initially by Alexander. Stafford avoiding what would have been a 6th sack today. Locke puts the left foot on it. And how about that? That will be down to the 5-yard line. Beautifully done by Locke. Forcing a pair of third-quarter turnovers. Murray filling in for the injured Cook is slammed to the deck after a gain of 2. And they forced the 3 turnovers last week as Murray lunges forward out across the 10 up to the 13-yard line and bring up third down and short to the 3. Keenum and dropped by McKinnon. They'll have to punt it. A 3-and-out at a critical time here in the 4th. Waits back in midfield. Fair catch at the 36-yard line. First down, Lions with the ball. 10:38 to go in the game, and Detroit a 7-point lead. Riddick dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Harrison Smith. In the game since he walked off, still standing on that Detroit sideline. They'll hand it to Riddick. And he's looking for running room, and just simply none there. Third down and 10 coming up. Our game produced by Mark Titleman.
How they help with Griffin right here with Fells.
Stafford sacked again. Another excellent punt by Locke will drive Sherrills to the sideline in the 15. He'll take what he can get. And closing quickly in the third quarter. So now Case Keenum, 8.5 to go. First down throw. Caught by Thielen. That'll be a gain of 4 on first down. Keenum under pressure, and he had an eye on Rudolph, who was covered. Day 1 of 7. And a third down here, and they're coming after Keenum, and he'll complete the pass. That is an incredible job. They get to Murray, rolling right, and a jump ball there, and no chance. And again, Diggs is looking for a penalty. Second down at 10, Murray to carry it, and a nice tackle made by Whitehead. Third down, another big one coming up when we check in with Kurt Menefee in LA. The third down at 9, and here they come after Keenum. And he throws as he was hit, and it's incomplete. And a flag comes down this time. Or actually, he was the one on the
Pass
blitz.
interference. Defense number 23. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
And they got Slay for the penalty. And of course, the automatic first down. And they swing it out to Murray. And he slips a tackle and steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Second down. And too tall for Rudolph, and you got to be real tall for Rudolph, who goes 6'6". He has only caught one pass all year. It's another third down, 3rd and 4. And done to Rudolph, his first catch of the afternoon, and that'll move the chains to the 25. First down, throw, and again going to the big fella Rudolph. That looked like the way he used to rebound for Cincinnati Elder High School back in his... All right, 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line. And they give it to Murray. And he's down to the 5-yard line, maybe closer to the 4-yard line. It brings up 2nd down and goal. 11th play of the drive, and Murray again wrapped up in the line of scrimmage. First time all day today we've called Ezekiel Ansah's name. Keenum sacked all the way back to the 15 by Zettel, his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Defenders inside the 2-yard line or in the end zone. And Keenum is forced to roll and throws high, and it's incomplete. And there's a penalty flag in the line of scrimmage. Make even on a 3-man rush in Minnesota held.
Holding. Offense number 65. Penalties decline. Result of the play. First down, Detroit.
So they turn it over on downs with 2:12 to go.
Good job by him today, huh?
No question about it. You know, with all the talk about all the weapons that the Lions have on offense, and they have plenty of them. Again, they give it to Center. He was Mr. Football in the state of Minnesota. And the answer is yes, he will throw it. Nope. He'll just spike it into the ground. Oh, there's a penalty flag. It's a false start.
False start. Offense number 87. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Getting everybody lined up. Just going to hand it to Center. Boy, he nearly had that ball stripped away there by Kendricks. He does have 3 game-winning drives in his career. He's just hoping to tie this thing. And Sherrills dropped as he caught it right at the 43-yard line. Great coverage. Vikings are out of timeouts. But excellent field position from their own 44 down the middle. And that is Thielen. And he loses the ball, and that'll be a turnover. And for all intents and purposes, to some extent, but I think it has a lot to do with us playing better on defense. 20-yard line, and the Rams are beating the Cowboys 32-20 to spend time with as we did yesterday.
An outstanding job of Bob Quinn, too, the general manager, building this roster, building depth in that secondary, which played great today.
Defense, a name of the game, and when's the last time you said that about the Detroit Lions? It's been a while. That's back to the Spielman days.
1991, to be exact.
A 14-7 win for the Lions to go to 3-1, tied with Green Bay atop the NFC North. The Vikings go to 2-2.